Everybody, welcome to The Village Guy. For those of you joining for the first time, this is the show where we chat to people from Paul and Wellington in the car culture. We also realize that Paul and Wellington has got a massive car culture. So we've embarked on a series where we chat to people with classic cars, some of the car culture, some supercars, and some very, very old school cars. And we reached out to the Paul community, and they said there are two guys we need to chat to. And those two individuals is Creflo Swartz and Chandon September. And of course we're here with a backdrop in Paul. We're at that old, what's called a petrol station. Not a lot of people know about it. They also have a 021 movement, which is a car group. We're going to find out more about the car group, and then also what cars they're driving, why they're driving those cars, and just more about the car culture here in Paul. 021 movement, how are you doing, guys?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Oh, cool. Shandon, thanks for joining.
It's a pleasure.
So firstly, tell us about 021 movement.
Okay, so 021 Movement is a brand that I started in 2016. It's actually not a car group. It's more, that's why it's called a movement, because it's more about the culture about cars, why we do it, you know. I saw there was a gap in Paul where there isn't really a group where everyone comes with their different brands of vehicles and become one.
Yeah.
So it was always just Toyota guys, or just Honda guys, or just Nissan guys, and there was nothing bringing guys together. Like, what is the purpose actually of being a car enthusiast? You know, we all love cars.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be brand specific about that. So from there on, I started a Facebook page. It was very successful. Got about 30k subs on there. But unfortunately, I had to relocate due to work. But I'm back now, so trying to revive it again.
Right.
But I also ended up making good connections with guys that supply car parts that are very scarce. Majority of us own old vehicles, so you can't really find the parts in the store at Midas or so on. So I help source and supply those parts as well. So it's not really a car group. It's more of a how can I say, a brotherhood.
Yeah.
So if you can literally like even a Fiat Uno.
Yeah.
You know, if you share the same passion as we do, you're welcome to join us.
Yeah.
You know, we take breakfast runs. We do events where we try to gather money towards, especially Paul School of Skills, things like that. So it's really something that we are trying to work towards. Unfortunately, I was gone, so we're reviving it now to be relevant again and give back to the community, basically.
Okay. Creflo, tell me a bit about the car culture. So of course I had to do some research because I'm not a car fundi, and I seen you also being on most of the car websites and the car TikToks and the car. So tell me a bit about the car culture in Paul.
So the car culture in Paul is quite huge. We all of us, like Chandon also mentioned, all of us share the same passion, and that's why we are, majority of us in Paul are huge car enthusiasts. Like racing, like the stunts, there's different categories that I can mention.
Yeah. But mention it for us, because I mean we don't know about car culture in Paul.
So basically the the biggest factors, three big factors are the stunts, basically like air suspension, the coilovers, etc. And secondly, the racing scene, which is actually quite huge as well. If you're a huge petrolhead.
Yeah.
And then thirdly, sound.
Okay.
So basically the amount of effort, blood, sweat and tears, money the people invest in their cars. At the end of the day, you see the results.
Yeah.
What you plant now, eventually will harvest.
Yeah.
So yeah, at the end of the day, it's all about the passion, the love that you have for it, and yeah.
So what makes you, like you said, a petrol head?
Petrol head.
Was it comes from the family, or is it just something you saw when you were younger?
It can be. It can be the genes as well, but still, like, okay, let's go. My genes as well. My father is like my father races with pigeons, so I'm basically totally different. I'm going to cars. So since birth already. Okay, you know what? It always starts off with bicycles.
Yeah.
It starts off. You build your own bicycle, your own BMX.
Your own mongoose.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And I go easy, all the all the extras, and so you start the racing with the bicycles.
Right.
It always has to start somewhere and have to end somewhere as well.
Yeah.
And then through that time, I eventually after school, I decided, listen here, you have to buy your own vehicle. I also want to own a vehicle one day because I just want to feel how it feels. The adrenaline rush, the adrenaline pumping through every gears that you shift and so yeah.
Okay. And Chandon, you why the love for cars?
Basically, my dad doesn't fly pigeons.
Okay.
None of them are actually into cars.
Okay.
I only have one uncle who's into cars. But I think for me it was some type of goal, man. Being on school, me and him were on school together, best friends in school.
Oh, wow.
We actually did the bicycle thing together and all that. So. We used to hear people driving past, go to the car shows, It used to be a thing for us to be like, you know what? There's so much more to this world than drugs and growing up here. Everyone always has this thing where they say, the colored guy, is going to do this, 100%. Whatever. And we looked up to guys who really showed us that, if you work hard, you can really own the car that you want. And that's literally what happened.
Yeah.
Me and him, we both purchased our dream cars. These exact cars are our dream cars.
Wow.
We had the exact picture on his car of this one. He bought the exact one. Nice. I bought the exact one as well.
Yeah.
So we worked hard towards that. And I mean, today I think, we are really good friends. We motivate each other. Obviously, we have more goals after this.
Yeah.
But that's actually where the cars thing came in. I needed something to motivate me.
Yeah.
I'm not very book smart, but I work hard.
100%.
So that was for me like, I want to own that one day. It sounds amazing. I like the bond that they had at the car shows and stuff like that. So that's actually where mine came from. Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, out of all the cars in the world, why do we buy this car, and what cars did you have previously?
So I'll start off with what cars I had previously. My first car was a Nissan Sentra.
Okay.
So it was a white one of this, just not the hatchback.
Okay.
1600, that was my 2 campers and back.
Okay.
And then after that I owned a Toyota GLI Twin Cam.
Okay.
That I actually got from my dad. Eventually ended up saving enough money to buy this car.
Okay. So this is the third car?
This is the third car.
Nice.
This is the third car because this guy didn't want to sell to me.
Okay.
This is the third car I bought. From there on, the cars that I had was basically my daily drivers. This car is not a daily driver.
Okay.
So it just stands there, I take it out to car shows and things like that.
Right.
I then bought a Honda Ballard VTEC.
Okay.
Owned that for 6 months. Honda wasn't for me. ended up trying the Golf thing. Bought the Mark 1 Velocity Golf. That also wasn't for me. I didn't like the handle situation. And then, I have to be honest, and then I bought a Honda Accord Type S. That was my daily driver as well.
Oh, wow.
I wanted something newer.
Yeah.
Thought maybe Honda's going to win me over again.
Right.
Didn't do it.
Okay.
So now I own a Polo Vivo for every single day, driving
so that's
to work.
The daily.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
that thing saves me so much fuel. That's why I leave this one there, because it's very heavy on fuel. Yeah. But those are the cars I owned. Why this car? I think it just stood out for me. The sound, the look. I love the fact that it has a massive wing on the back. We always used to hear the guys go on it. These cars were very popular in Paul.
Yeah.
They are still now, but not really road.
Yeah.
Road ones. You're doing racing now on the track and things like that.
Okay.
And I don't know why, man. Like it just stood out to me. When I see it, I get this feeling. When it drives past, I get this feeling. And then I drove in one, and I was like, nah, I need this. I need this. So that is actually where I fell in love with Nissan. I actually learned to drive in a Nissan 1400 Bakkie that was the same yellow.
Oh wow.
So
yeah.
So it just I wasn't willing to drive in a 1400 around, so I got something that I liked and stood out for me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Creflo, why this car out of all the cars in the world, and is it because your best friend also has a Nissan, so you followed suit?
No, not actually. Since high school, like you mentioned, I always wanted this car because the car stood around the corner by me.
Okay.
And every day is like a motivation. You walk past the car, listen, I have to own this car because I love the sound of the car.
Yeah.
Love the aggression of the car.
Yeah.
And the looks as well, especially the looks.
Yeah.
I like an old spec. That's basically an old spec, Nissan Sabre. Like the wingers, or like Chandon also mentioned. Basically the whole structure of the car.
Yeah.
And previous cars I owned, my first car after school was a Mark 1.
Okay, where everybody starts with.
Yeah, you have to start with the Mark 1. So
okay,
yeah.
I started with the Fola, but anyway.
The Fola. Started with the Mark 1, modified, 2-liter 8 valve.
Okay.
Modified, JP Motorsport, tweaked by JP Motorsport. Well-known racer and mechanic in Paul. Second car was a Sentra STI, also VVL, like my car is currently right now. Also a car that I always wanted to own, also with a sunroof, you know, all the extras and all the looks and that stuff. My third car, I actually had 10 cars. I don't want.
Oh my gosh, for real?
Yeah, 10 cars.
Jeez.
I had 10 cars.
Okay.
So my third car was a Bantam Bakkie, you know, Unchiki Bantam.
Yeah,
I call that Unchiki Bantam. They're restless. But guess what? Under the hood was a Astina engine, Ford Astina engine, turbocharged. So yeah, the Bakkie was very, very fast.
Okay.
But okay. After fourth gear, if you drive 220, just feel the Bakkie swerving. Like you have to keep the wheel. And then my fourth car was a twin cam, Toyota twin cam.
Okay.
Fitted with a 20-valve engine with throttle bodies.
Jeez.
And then my fifth car was the VTEC. No, also another Velocity. Sorry.
Okay.
Another Velocity, also with the engine swap in. 2-liter 60-valve ABF.
So you don't buy normal cars, put it that way. You don't buy like a normal.
Basically, that time you still immature that time, man.
Okay.
Like, look, you want to try something different.
Yeah.
You opt the other one and go. So it goes on and so on.
So how long? What's the average that you keep a car?
No, that's the longest car ever.
Is it?
Yeah,
okay.
because I always wanted the car. The car is, I have the car now currently 2 years.
Oh wow, okay.
2 years, 2 years owning it.
But tell me something. What's the fascination about VVL cars? Because I mean, like I said, I do the research. You type in VVL, and it's like the whole world is watching you. What's the fascination about the car?
Currently, the cars are the most popular cars right now. The three categories: the Honda VTECs, the Hondas, the Ballard or the Civic.
Yeah.
And then you get the VVLs, the Sabre and the Sentras, and then you get the Beams as well.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. The boxy Toyota K70. Yeah. So basically, what makes VVL so special? You call it VVL variable valve lift.
Yeah.
So Chandon can maybe give you more into detail about the VVL.
Why VVL?
Yeah.
Chandon? What's the fascination about VVLs?
I think to make it simple is that if you're a guy on a budget and you want to go fast, it's the cheapest route to go.
I thought VTEC
is. No, VTEC is very expensive. VTEC is very expensive. I think lots of guys will disagree with me.
Yeah.
Luckily, I'm not brand blinded. I like cars. If I like something, I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah.
But my personal experience with the minimal mods done to this car, the amount of money that I spent here, and the power that it's making, I don't think you can do that with the other brand.
Okay.
Beams as well, they will tell you, cams are expensive. Honda guys will tell you, to get to that power figures, it's really expensive. You have to do this and that and that. And I mean, both of us practically, we did basic modifications that don't cost a lot of money. So for the average guy that wants to, be part of the racing or be part of the car scene, it's the best way to go.
Yeah.
But also the sound, once you drive one, you realize, wait, mate, no, maybe this is something for me,
So so tell us a bit about your car. So what car are you driving? Like what year model is it? How many liters of engine? All those things.
Okay, so this car is a 98 Nissan Sabre.
98. Okay.
It's fitted with a VVL engine.
All right.
So just for some background, VVLs were never produced in SA.
All right.
So all of these engines you buy from the engine importers and you fit them in your vehicle.
Okay.
I've had it now. I'm going for 7 years.
Oh wow.
So I've had it quite long. I don't know, would you like to know some modifications done to it? Or
we're going to look at the engine later.
Okay, but 98 model, new spec, fairly stock looking. I'm a guy that just likes what we call OEM plus, so it's factory with the twist.
Okay.
We don't change too much things.
OMP.
OEM plus.
Yeah.
So 98 Nissan Sabre, fitted with a VVL engine.
Right.
Fairly stock looking, besides the sunroof that I fitted.
Okay.
I like the look of the car as it came from factory, with the side skirts and the wing and all that. So I didn't want to ruin that by trying too much. You know, this isn't Too Fast, Too Furious anymore, where they put all this funny stuff on. I fitted Bossen 5 bottoms. They're quite scarce.
Okay.
I think I only know of 2 other sets in Cape Town. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay,
Yeah,
and like
looks
power,
wise.
I saw on videos, people don't want to talk about their
No,
powers and all that stuff.
Lots of guys don't like disclosing the power. Mainly some like to surprise people, some don't like to disclose it because if they lose, you know, maybe you lost a big power car.
Yeah.
But those are usually guys that are into racing. Me and him, we don't really worry much with street racing and things like
cool.
that. If we drive our cars, we enjoy it ourselves.
Right.
Unless we go to Killarney.
Yeah.
But this car right now, I tuned it last week. No, the week before last week. It made 186 kilowatts.
Jeez.
And 234 Newton meters. Yeah.
Okay, that's higher than what I saw on the YouTube clips of other VVLs.
Yeah.
Okay,
there's,
that's cool.
there's quite a bit done.
All right.
Some of them I can't mention, but there's quite a bit
But
done.
of course, there's no, like, you don't race at Killarney and stuff.
No, like if we do, it would be like robot events.
Okay.
That is what the city of Cape Town hosts.
Okay.
On Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
But that's rare. We don't really, at the moment, we're just enjoying the cars. We're trying to preserve it. Because parts are so scarce and things, if you break stuff, you know, you don't find them. So, and if you find them, they ask you arm and a leg. So, yeah.
Tell us about your engine.
Okay, guys. So, this is a SR20 VE engine. The engine was bought at Mike's place. Currently, the car has a 48mm Noise Boys branch on. It has Van der Linde spec cams in, ported intake, only the runners. Mr. Turbo, 76mm throttle body, also Epman catch can, and the cams are dialed. The whole setup is running off a dictator management standard. Motor was rebuilt by Mabros is in Pretoria, and the head was redone by Martin Brewer. He's also in Pretoria. But further on, that is about it. I would say it's a happy motor.
Yeah.
Flywheel has been skinned and lightened as well. But the gearbox stock. Yeah.
Anything special inside?
Nothing really. It's actually bone stock. Everything is happening in front.
Creflo, tell us a bit about your VVL.
Okay. Currently I'm driving a 1995 Nissan Sabre.
So it's a bit older than this one.
Yeah, it's old. It's old spec. This is a facelift. So
okay.
The older version. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah. Okay.
So it's 1995 Nissan Sabre 200 GXI.
Right.
Also fitted with a VVL engine in.
Okay.
Displacement 2 liter.
Okay.
2 liter 16 valve. Okay, my car is cams in. Head work. My intake is also ported and flowed.
Okay.
Yeah, basically stock induction. Sometimes, you know, if a person want to make a noise or so, you just put we call it a catorter.
Yeah. I saw like that thing, people taking out their lights. Okay.
It's like a old.
What do you call that thing?
It's a cold induction, a stack.
Okay, stack. Oh, yeah, that's the word, yeah. Okay.
So basically just to gain more power, you see.
So what does a stack do? Explain to me.
It's basically like a cold induction.
Okay.
It's like,
alright.
They basically use it for racing. Just to gain more power, especially on the dyno. So just gain more power, and yeah, your car performs better. Like the air-fuel ratio, it's perfect.
Okay.
It all depends on how you tune it on the dyno.
Yeah.
Okay, talking
and power. Yeah.
Oh, power-wise. Yeah. Oh, okay. Last time I checked 2 years ago, the car was on the dyno. The car is currently making 160 kilowatt.
Okay, that's also a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. The car's running on stock ECU.
Okay.
So yeah, the car still has a slow brain in.
Okay.
and I have a SMT chip on, a pulsar lift.
Oh, nice.
So yeah.
And gearbox normal?
Gearbox, yeah, 4th gearbox in the car.
Okay. Oh, is it?
Yeah, 4th gearbox in my car already. So yeah, at least it's like outside, not the engine itself, but around the engine.
Okay.
It breaks a lot. So yeah, 4th gearbox in the car. Currently running a Primera short in one final drive.
Okay.
And then talking on the exterior.
Yeah.
Okay, I fitted the car a sunroof.
I see.
A year and a half ago, yeah. Fitted a sunroof in the car.
Okay.
Smash and grab my windows. Currently my car has lightweights on now, 3.5 kilograms. Lenzo is too. Also very rear wheels as well. Wrapped in Falcons, 19550s.
Nice.
So yeah.
Mr. Swartz, tell us a bit about your engine.
Okay, so basically like we mentioned, it's new VVL, and that's 2 liter 16 valve. New VVL engine. My car is fairly stock, which we also call it like Cape Town stock. My car has OEM in cams in.
Yeah.
The degree of the cam is 288 degrees. I've head work, my intake is put and flowed. As you can see over here, my car still runs on the airflow meter as well. So basically my car, that's why I mentioned in the video as well, my car runs on standard ECU.
Okay.
So I luckily my air conditioning still works on the car. I still have my power steering. All the stuff is fairly stock, like factory fitted.
Yeah.
It's just now, with a little bit of spice, that's all.
What's the spice?
the Spice.
Yeah.
You know, for 8 mil branch one.
Okay.
As well. Into 57, into 63 noise boys exhaust system. And yeah. So as you can see, it's a stability bar on the strut bar as well.
Yeah.
It's to keep the shock towers intact.
Okay, nice.
To prevent your body like tearing and so. So yeah. And then the strut bar is in front as well to avoid any friction, especially when you launch.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of strain away from your rear mount.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, okay. Is there anything interesting in this interior, like interesting gauges or anything?
No, nothing at all.
Okay.
Everything is fairly stock. Just an MP3 player. That's all.
Thanks to And future plans?
Future plans for the car, coilovers.
Okay.
That's my next step, and respraying the car. I'm gonna respray the whole car.
What color are we spraying it?
No, the same color.
Okay.
I like also OEM, basically. Yeah.
So just a question: if you weren't driving this car, what car would you be driving?
Probably a Mercedes-Benz A45 or W176. That's my car.
Okay.
So yeah. With air suspension in. Not to forget. Yeah.
Okay, so out of the 3 categories that you said, stance, race, and sound, you're in the race.
I'm in the racing category.
Okay. Chandon, future plans for your car?
I would say probably coilovers as well.
Okay.
That's always last on my list because I prefer the car. Like the car drives nice as it is.
Yeah.
For daily, coilovers are a bit hard,
right.
but we like the fact that you can adjust the height, you know. So I think that would probably be my next step. And then my seats are starting to show some age at the moment, so I would like to do that. But other than that, I'm quite happy with the car at the moment.
Okay.
I did do a lot of work over the past 2 years, so I'm almost there. I just need to do that.
So ballpark
now.
figure, how much have you spent on the car since you had it?
Yo,
ballpark.
Hectic. That's a very difficult question. I think I would probably be able to buy myself a Golf 7 if I have to calculate that. But with this car currently, I'm definitely over 100k.
Is it?
Yeah, over 100k. Like that is now just that's including maintenance.
Yeah.
So it's not just modifications and stuff like that. That is now tires and brakes and all these things as well.
And of course, because the cars are so fast, maintenance is probably something that has to have
we do very regular oil changes. I think me and him, our engines have been lasting quite a long time. We don't really abuse them, but if we do drive them hard, we service them very regularly. We're very specific on the oil filters we use. We use only original Nissan oil filters. We both use HX7 semi-synthetic oil, so we use quality stuff to make sure that everything is healthy. I mean, these engines now, a few years back, they used to cost 7,000. Now they cost 26 grand. So we don't want to break that. We don't want to break that.
And if you weren't driving this car, what would you be driving?
BMW M140i.
Okay, cool.
I think that will probably be when I'm done scratching myself. You know, with these new cars, you have to plug in a laptop for everything. So I think that will probably be the car I'd buy.
Okay. Creflo, how much have you spent on your car?
Look, I'm looking around about probably in the 2 years time now. I'm looking so about 25k.
Okay.
Yeah,
so what's
30k.
What is the one most expensive purchase you made? The one thing where you had to swipe and you said, "Yeah, am I really doing this?"
Let me quickly think. Probably gearboxes and servicing. You know what? I service my car literally. You know what? Like a normal car, you service a car like every 10,000 k's.
Yeah.
I service my car every second month.
Okay.
HX7, 10W40, and original oil filter at Nissan as well.
Okay, cool.
So I rather spend like a few hundred or more than 1,000 rand.
Okay.
To like basically give out like almost like an 8k just to rebuild the whole engine.
Yeah.
Brakes. So yeah, I'm very on it. I'm literally, I like maintaining my car.
Yeah.
So for longevity and so.
So I asked Chandon about racing. Do you race with a car or not really?
Look, if you feel, sometimes I do. Sometimes you want to take a pull now and then in the road or so. But normally I would go to robot racing.
Okay.
Just to go test the car and so against other, other towns, other suburbs and so.
So
just test the car.
Like, and what is your quarter mile time? Have you ever had one?
I didn't race. Not
Never.
yet. But this maybe like you mentioned, like what's the future plans?
Yeah.
We got to tell that part. I would like to see my quarter mile time.
Yeah.
So the car have to be fully prepped for Killarney as well.
Yeah.
Other tire on, other rim.
Yeah.
And suspension has to be right.
Yeah.
So
And Chandon, have you ever done a quarter mile in your car? Or your time?
Actually not.
Okay.
With what it's doing now, no.
Yeah. Okay.
Also heads up racing most of the time. I feel like the moment you start putting a time on your car, you start going the expensive route because now, so like they say, die go gaan byt.
Yeah.
So now you want to go faster.
Okay.
And then you start spending more money.
Okay.
So I always used to do heads up racing. I usually like to drive against faster cars. especially the guys with expensive cars.
Yeah.
You know, it's always nice winning them.
Yeah, of course. 8 kilowatts you want to.
Yeah, so now I haven't put the time on yet, but
Okay.
if he has to do an event, you know, maybe I'll join him. That would just be for us.
Okay, cool.
But it's not a thing for me, you know, to tick
Yeah.
off yet.
To one movement, what social media pages are you on?
Currently TikTok. TikTok is
Okay.
our biggest thing at the moment. You probably see him there a lot.
Yeah, that's why I saw you.
Yeah, he's there a lot. TikTok, and then I'm starting the Facebook up again.
Okay.
Quite slow on Facebook at the moment.
Right.
But for those who need sourcing of parts, especially Nissan specific, VVL and so on, they can just DM us even on Instagram.
Yeah.
We have an Instagram as well.
Yeah.
And then we can take it from
And
there.
how do people become members?
Just drop us a message. You know,
Okay.
usually most of our guys are from Paul, actually close friends.
Right.
Like I said, it's not a club. You need to be willing, you know, to help out.
Yeah.
You know, with certain things, events, if we do organize them and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But we do have a few guys in Cape Town.
Okay.
But because I've only recently moved back, we have to wake them up again. You know,
Yeah.
we are back. We are still here.
Yeah.
You know, so that's basically how it
Okay,
works
so
right
it's
now.
TikTok and Facebook, you know, YouTube
And,
clips. And
YouTube, yes.
Okay.
Very slow on YouTube.
right.
I think from now on I'll probably go on there. We do have a channel. I have done videos for people.
Okay.
I'm a graphic designer by trade, so
Yeah.
you know that is a hobby for me to stay relevant.
Yeah.
But mainly Facebook, TikTok,
Okay.
and Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.